Welcome to the Philips Stadion in Eindhoven. It's PSV Eindhoven against Leeds United for a place in the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup. The stadium is filled near to capacity for the visit of the English team. And we'll check on the starting 11s. First of all, for PSV, they're at full strength for this one, except in goal, where Patrick Lodewijks is still deputising for the injured Waterreus. In midfield, Mark van Bommel and the speedy Dennis Rommedahl are getting plenty of attention from some of the bigger clubs. Kevin Hofland also is linked with Manchester United on a regular basis. Well, for Leeds United, in this horror spell of theirs, David O'Leary can call upon Danny Mills, Alan Smith and Lee Bowyer, all three suspended from domestic football, but all three pressed into service here tonight. Mark Viduka and Harry Kewell have both enjoyed themselves in front of goal in this competition. 2 strikes for Kewell, 4 strikes for Mark Viduka. And perhaps he is the key to reigniting Leeds United's season after such a dry spell in the new year. So PSV to kick off in their red and white stripes. This is very much one of those ties that is very hard to pick the winner. PSV, the Dutch champions, a team with bright young prospects. 8 of the starting 11 are 24 years of age or under. Not so different from Leeds United, really, also young, very talented, but for now anyway, struggling to hold their season together. The ball just stayed in there. Smith was waiting patiently for the defender to just knock it into touch, which he eventually did. And Ian Hart takes the throw in for Leeds. Kewell with the delicate little flick on to Viduka. Laying it into the area. It's a dangerous ball. There's a loose one for Smith. Well, some desperate defending. In the end, it's gone out for a goal kick, but an early chance for Leeds United with Viduka involved. It was just saved desperately there. Smith came in and just tried to get the ball away from the defender. And in the end, it was a goal kick, but that's not a very good clearance at all. And Kewell takes over, taking the ball on the chest. He looked hopefully at the referee, who is from Italy. Stefano Braschi is in charge of the match tonight, one of the most experienced referees in Serie A. And here come PSV down the right-hand side. A good pullback, and Rio Ferdinand at the right place. They're currently sitting in 3rd place in the Dutch Championship. PSV, a couple of points behind the 2 leaders, Ajax and Feyenoord. Both of those 2 teams have got a couple of games at hand, though, over PSV Eindhoven, so it's not as promising as it looked. They made a pretty solid start, if unspectacular start. Been champions for the last 2 years in Holland. They're finding that being champions a 3rd season on the trot is not easy. Looking for a way through the Leeds United defence here. It opened up somewhat, and there's a free player on this far side. A little chip to the back post. Great ball! Just touched away there by Danny Mills. So perhaps not surprisingly, the home side has settled the quicker of the 2. PSV started the season in the Champions League. They were grouped with Nantes and Galatasaray. Both of those 2 teams qualified for the 2nd phase. PSV finished 3rd, Lazio were 4th. So hence their participation in the UEFA Cup. Leeds struggling to get into the game. That one will run just a little bit too far for Arnold Bruhink. Bruhink and the unusually named Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink, and the 2 players in attack for PSV. Nigel Martin was in Holland a week ago, along with Rio Ferdinand, playing for England against the Dutch in the 1-1 draw, the friendly international game. Kuhl managed to get a flick on to Viduka. Well, Alan Smith and Danny Mills, Lee Bowyer, all with very heavy suspensions in the Premier League. This is Bruhink, and here comes Van Bommel! Well, the first bit of work for either goalkeeper. Nigel Martin called into action, and a good save as well as he touched over the shot from Mark Van Bommel. Bruhink goes across to take the corner. Van Bommel in great form this season, the Dutch international. And it's a well away by Mills. This is Van Bommel again. That's touched on! And it's just crossed the goal line and the crossbar. Another top save by Martin. Van Bommel with the shot, it was missing, but Rommedahl touched it towards goal with the head, and Martin was grateful to see it loop over the bar. So it's Leeds soaking up the early pressure in the game. Van Bommel again, very prominent in the game so far. Kuhl forcing the ball back to the goalkeeper. Lodewijk in the team, Patrick Lodewijk, the PSV goalkeeper. The old elbow injury is still a problem for the normal first-string keeper, Waterreus. It's a mistake from Hart, and Matteo forced to backtrack, and he just hits the ball into touch, and more of the same really in this half for PSV and for Leeds. PSV doing all the attacking. That looked to be out to me. Leeds very much on the back foot. An interesting comment by Mark Van Bommel before this game. He has been touted to be transferring to one of the Premier League clubs, and he made the point that Leeds are too small for him. He doesn't want to come to Leeds United. Must be a fairly confident young man if he can say that David O'Leary's team is not the one for him. His preference, he said, was Arsenal. And sometimes you can't quite pick and choose as easy as that, and sometimes the decisions don't go the way you think they should go, as Viduka finds out here. Well, Kevin Hoefland was right on the back of Mark Viduka there. Viduka got to his feet expecting a straightforward free kick. Instead it's a throw-in. Viduka backing into Hoefland again. The ball fallen nicely here by, it's Dakor going through. Viduka's in there. Oh, that's well intercepted, and that's a good through ball. Just a little too much heat on the pass as Alan Smith turned to run onto it. Eric Bakker and Olivier Dakor in the centre of the Leeds midfield today. It's quite a great balance about the Leeds midfield, with Bakker and Dakor both really hard workers, real industrious types. Kuhl with the flair on one side, Bowyer, a great athlete on the other. All four are forced to do a lot of defending so far in this game as PSV come again. That's a good header! Well, Nigel Martin's goal has been under threat right from the first whistle. This time it was the number 10, Bruhink, with the header that just flashed past the post. Ball over the top that Smith's prepared to chase, and he gets there. Oh, that's a shocking tackle. Well, that was a very late challenge there by Andre Oyer. There's no doubt it's going to be a card. It's just a case of what colour it was. It really was an ugly challenge. Well, Oyer shakes his head. Can have no complaints about that. Duka wins it. Smith! Well, finally, Leeds have a moment to savour an attack. Viduka won the ball beautifully at the far post. The goalkeeper did get a touch. And with some help from Oyer on the goal line, they kept Smith and Leeds United out. Something to cheer about finally for Leeds as Hart takes the corner. There's Kuehl, just mishitting on the edge of the area. Mills. Smith getting to the ball before two defenders. Kuehl. Smith. It's a nice play from Smith. Viduka. Smith. Was he touched on the way through? Here comes Viduka! Off the line. How did that stay out? Well, PSV's turn now to be grateful for some good defending. Leeds very much back in the game. Terrific move. Smith turned away. Viduka back to Smith. He may have been touched on the way through there, Smith, but he carried on. He didn't go down, to his credit. And Viduka's header was goal-bound for certain, but for the intervention on the goal line. And once again, it's a tough battle between Mark Viduka and Kevin Höflund. Romedal's cross. Martin stretching for it straight to Bruhink. The ball's still not clear. Oh, that hit an arm, surely. Well, everyone's appealing for it. Everyone in a red and white strip, that is. Well, amazing how this game has just come to life. Martin's punch wasn't good. The shot came off Matteo. And there was the handball by Dominic Matteo that on another day would be a certain penalty. Edith Guedes, the former PSV legend, really was the face of PSV Eindhoven really in the late 80s and early 90s. As Viduka slips past a couple. Final stages of a very exciting first half. Smith now in some space on the left-hand side. The defender cut across him, and somehow the ball did not go for a corner. Smith felt he deserved more than a goal kick there, perhaps even a free kick because of the challenge by Kasper Berglund. Half-time then in Eindhoven. Mark van Bommel prominent for PSV. He had a couple of shots saved by a very busy Nigel Martin in the first half. Mark Viduka had a header saved off the goal line for Leeds' best moment. But at the break, it's 0-0.
Stay tuned to SBS this weekend for the best in sport. On Sunday, our soccer roundup begins with Italian soccer as Torino and Juventus face up for the 66th Turin derby at 10:30 a.m. That's followed by On the Ball, Australia's leading soccer chat show hosted by Kyle Patterson and Paul Williams, with guest appearance by Marconi's young sensation, John Mazzano. At 12:30 p.m, the domestic athletics season continues with the third leg of the Telstra A Series from Newcastle, featuring the return of Olympian Jai Chirima. And to wrap up your sport on Sunday at 4, the English Premier League match of the week brings together Fulham and Liverpool from Craven Cottage. Great sport from all over the world right here on SBS.
Welcome back to the second half here at the Philips Stadion. Such is the draw in the UEFA Cup these days that we already know that the winner of this tie will play the winner of the Rangers versus Feyenoord tie. Another British versus Dutch contest. A possibility there, of course, for Australian fans is the chance for Brett Emerton of Feyenoord to be playing against Harry Kewell and Mark Viduka of Leeds United. So far, Leeds United will be well pleased with the fact that the score is all square. Perhaps a good run in the UEFA Cup is the key to getting their domestic run back on target as well. As Kewell brings that down magnificently there, just on the stretch, and that's a good ball to help Ian Hart into the game. Still going Hart. They took the shot on the right foot, which is not his strongest side, but certainly caused some problems. It's a corner for Leeds. There's no Robbie Fowler in the attack for Leeds United tonight. He's cup-tied after playing in the Champions League for Liverpool earlier on in the season. So Hart with the secret signal, and the header by Viduka. Well, because of his height and build, he's an obvious target from set pieces for Leeds. He jumped well there, Viduka. Couldn't direct it towards the goal. 4 goals so far in the UEFA Cup. And a change for PSV Eindhoven. So Yuri Nikiforov coming on for Kevin Hoffland, a very experienced defender at 31 years of age, a Russian international. And perhaps Hoffland has had to make way because of the amount of strain the physical contest with Viduka has taken on him. They were having a great old balmy in the first half, a very physical contest, and that was just about to get to Alan Smith before the intervention there. Kewell with a dangerous ball behind the defence. Well cleared away by Oya. Short corner for Leeds. Boya. Ball to the back post. A little bit too high there for Rio Ferdinand. Matteo. There is Boya across the goal. Well, Smith saying, why didn't you pull it back? I was free, but it was a half chance at best for Lee Boya. Not an awful lot he could do with the angle there. He certainly couldn't know that Smith was there. He had every right to go for goal. Romadal leads with every player behind the ball. Van Bommel trying to find a way through, and that's nicely done. And Van Bommel brought down there by Bakker. Well, he's an exciting prospect, the Dutch international midfielder. He's still only 24 years of age. He had 7 years as a professional with Fortuna Sittard before he joined PSV, so he was a very promising youngster as well. Nigel Martin just organising his 4-man wall. Trying to keep track of Romadal. Here comes the set piece. It's right through. Well, Mills was waiting at the back there. Van Bommel. Well, that's nicely done indeed. The shot comes in, was blocked by Bakker. Now Leeds with Bowyer. He plays an early ball down the line. You sense it was a sort of ball just to relieve the pressure for a little while rather than aiming for anyone in particular. Even though Smith is always a player who's willing to chase those hopeful through balls. It's a loose one which Viduka will pick up. Kuhl. Viduka just couldn't turn and reach the ball in one movement. Here come PSV again. The pass just under hit there to Gakpo Kidze, the Georgian international who plays on the left-hand side of midfield. Less than a quarter of an hour to find a goal from somewhere. And for now, anyway, PSV have a corner. Matija Kezman will be disappointed not to be in the starting 11 tonight. Top scorer in Holland last season. Hasn't found the goals so easy to come by this time round. Gakpo Kidze takes the corner. PSV going backwards. Kuhl getting in there first and winning the free kick. Good contest, that one, between Van Bommel and Kuhl on the far side. Totally different styles of play, but both very effective players. Now, Harry Kuhl has been criticised a little bit recently in the media by his manager, which is very unusual for managers to openly criticise their players, particularly David O'Leary, who's a real supporter of his men. But he's saying that he expects more from Kuhl than what he's been getting. Viduka, little touch off to Bowyer, trying to get Viduka back in the game. It's been such a season of turmoil off the field for Leeds United. The court case was the major factor, of course, with Lee Bowyer and Jonathan Woodgate cleared eventually of any wrongdoing in the nightclub incident involving an Asian student who was beaten up. David O'Leary did say recently that the impact of that court scenario is still being felt around the club even now, even though it's all over. Still PSV Eindhoven 0, Leeds United 0. Oh, very well cut out there by Ferdinand, helping it on to Dakor. David O'Leary yet to use any of his substitutes. Kuhl through the gap. He's done very well, Kuhl, to get past two. He's played it across, but the whistle's gone. I think that was for a free kick against Kuhl, which is a little surprising to say the least. Viduka getting his head on the ball. Van Bommel there before Kuhl, but Kuhl stole it, then lost it. Leeds his attitude at times as Viduka rubs his head after the latest challenge from one of PSV's big defenders. This time it was Nikiforov, the Russian, who came on as a substitute. I was about to say that Leeds have taken the attitude at times of battening down the hatches and a me against the rest of the world type of stance. It certainly hasn't endeared them to the referees in the Premier League, who of late at least have been more than willing to show them red cards. They've been on their best behaviour tonight, and with just a couple of minutes of time added on left in the game, they could be returning home to Leeds with a very good away draw in Europe. away goal now would certainly see them sitting pretty in the return leg in a couple of weeks. Mills to take the long throw. Just didn't quite reach Viduka. Back up to Hart. Trying to work it onto the left foot. Instead he has to turn inside. Still going Hart, and he's been fouled. Now maybe he has the opportunity from the set piece to try one of his specials. It's not ideally on the right side of the ground for a natural left footer. Lodovic's just trying to get his angle sorted out in the process. It would be a devastating thing for PSV to concede a late goal now at home. So 4 players around the ball for Leeds. One of them is Kuehl, and he just tries to flick it over the wall, and there's a couple of players just waiting there. Lost out this time, but gave away a free kick in the process. Just a minute or so left on the clock, if that. Lodovic comes out of his goal. This is Baumer. Kuehl got there first, but PSV break free down the right-hand side, and probably their last chance of the game. Still quite content with the layoffs and the safer ball. That's a more penetrating pass. Here come PSV with a deep cross to the back post. Martin on his line, Mills underneath it. Well, 2 players onto one, and that's a PSV corner. No, it's not. It's a goal kick. Oh, Gakko Kidze there. Just running the ball over the goal line. There's the final whistle here in the Philips Stadion. Quite amazingly, considering the amount of attacking opportunities and shots on goal, there were no goals in this first leg tie. And that lends weight to Leeds United to progress when the 2 teams meet in a fortnight's time. A victory at home for them will be enough to see them go through to the quarter-finals. Both teams had opportunities and neither took them as the players exchanged shirts. The final score here was PSV Eindhoven 0, Leeds United 0.
Leeds United were early season front runners in the Premiership, but they've been going through a lean spell in the league, leaving the UEFA Cup as their best chance of success. PSV's form has been improving as the season's developed. They're pressing for a 3rd successive league title. After a goalless draw in the first leg, this one evenly balanced. Peter Brackley is your commentator.
Here's Lee Bowyer, changing feet and finding Viduka! Such slick interplay then by Leeds, and it deserved more. Oh, Viduka's in the clear. He's got Smith up with him, and Harry Kuehl. Here's Smith, who went to ground. It's Kuehl! That won't spare his blushes. What a great ball then. Oh, here's Romerdal. Leeds were almost open up them and still might be. Lucius and Romerdal. Pulled back invitingly. Lucius adjusting his feet and steering it narrowly wide. Leeds unable to press. They're being pegged back. Slipped on by Romerdal. Some excellent football by PSV. But can they find the cutting edge? Cashman. Here's Van Bommel. And Cashman! Great stop by Martin. They've certainly been more constructive in their build-up play, PSV, than Leeds. Vogel. Oh, Lucius, surely, no! Off the crossbar, but in from Ringhorn. Well, that very, very brave goal. And surely now he has won this UEFA Cup tie for PSV and earned them their place in the quarter-finals. Leeds had their chances early on, they didn't take them, and now they are suffering for it. No regard for his own personal safety there.
So PSV 1-0 winners, and they go through to the quarter-finals. In other UEFA Cup